Good morning, sports fans, and welcome. It is Christmas week. It is Hanukkah week. It is Kwanzaa coming up. Whether you celebrate any of those or not, to all of us at Sports Memo and WagerTalk, we want to wish you and your families a very, very happy and a healthy holiday season. Sports fans, we got a great show today. I'm going to bring this good-looking panel on. I'm going to go around the circle, then do some individual hellos. The Greek god of soccer, Pavlos Laguretos. Tony Mejia is here with us. Boston Books, Don Buster, and the pioneer of the sports betting industry, Ross Benjamin. Individually, Pavlos, good morning. How are you today, sir?
Good morning. Doing great. Some people have the post-World Cup blues, but there's still a lot of soccer going on. We got cup matches. We got huge games coming up in the next few days, and I couldn't be happier because we switched off from World Cup and then switching on to club soccer. So I couldn't be happier.
Well, I couldn't be happier that I'm here with you and this wonderful panel. Midweek, Christmas week, shopping, all the hustle and bustle, all the craziness. You know what? I was stressed this morning when I got to see Pavlos, Tony, Don, and Ross. Most of my stress disappeared. I did lose some hair, though. Tony Mejia, how are you today, sir?
I'm doing great, feeling much better. How hopefully everybody else is also doing well, and looking forward to a holiday weekend.
Great stuff. Don Buster, how are you, my dear friend?
I'm very good, Joe. Yeah, just I will say exactly what Tony says. I hope everybody's going to have a great, happy holidays, and I know they will, and hopefully everybody have a whole bunch of winners this weekend, especially and remember, guys, we all know this, but I just say this for everybody watching. Big slate of NFLs on Saturday this week, not Sunday. So keep that in mind just in case you forget with all the holiday stuff that you're doing.
Fun stuff this time here. One of my favorite people, one of my dearest friends, Ross Benjamin. Good morning, sir. How are you?
It's always a good morning when I talk to a first ballot Hall of Famer like yourself.
Thank you.
Anyway, Merry Christmas to all you guys on the panel. Not only is it a pleasure to work with all of you, I'm flattered to do so, and I hope each and every one of you have a very happy and merry holiday season and safe one. And that goes to the viewers out there too. Joey, 3-0 to start the college football season. So our college football bowl season, been very selective. And I encourage you all. I mean, you want to make some money. It's going to really start heating up after Christmas. Invest some money into my college football bowl package right there at sportsmemo.com.
Ross Benjamin said the key word, selective. Guys, you can come and go with spouses and wives and husbands. You don't have to be that selective. You can get a divorce or annulment in 2 seconds these days. But be selective when betting sports. We got a great panel here. Guys, you know how I normally start the show? I say good morning to the First Lady, my lovely, lovely, beautiful wife, Dionne. She's not here with us today. She took my dad to a doctor this morning, so we miss her. But you know what we say? The cat's away, the mice will play. We'll have some fun. But you're going to get some good, solid content. Guys, want you to know before we get into a couple of discounts and free winners, and we're going to get right into it, no fluff today. Sports Memo and WagerTalk is a family, and it is with a heavy heart that I say that one of our family members lost a family member of theirs. So to everybody here on the panel, everybody at Sports Memo and WagerTalk, and everybody out there, to Kevin Thomas, we are very, very sorry for your loss. We all offer our deepest condolences. You and your family are in our thoughts and our prayers, guys. Unfortunately, Kevin lost a family member, and just keep his family in your thoughts and prayers and positive vibes, sending good vibes and prayers for them. Kevin, we love you. We miss you. If you need anything, you ain't even got to ask. Just name it. Having said that, my friends, we've got a couple of discounts. The $2 Tuesday featured cappers that are still available over at Sports Memo. The First Lady of Las Vegas, Dionne D'Amico, she's got a big play in the NFL. I know what it is. I had to actually buy it. No, I'm kidding. I know what it is. It's a great play. I love it. Moneyline Matt doing some great work. They're both available. R&R Totals won his play last night. Andrew McGinnis over at WagerTalk, his play went off last night. I didn't check and see what it did, but no, and Andrew, probably a winner. Guys, this is the time of year. Ross Benjamin is off to a 3-0 start in bowl season. And, the best collection of cappers anywhere on the planet are at Sports Memo and WagerTalk. And we have this great discount. We're not going to price gouge you because we're all winning. We're going to save you money because saving you money just as good as making you money. $149, as many cappers as you want. Sports Memo and WagerTalk, both sites, $149. Guys, and this really, really is just amazing. Only once you can use this, either or both, but only one time at either site. WagerTalk Sports Memo, okay? You can use it at both sites, but only one time both. Anything you put in your cart. You want to buy a play? Great. But you know what? You want to buy a package. You want to buy 10 packages. You want to buy everybody's yearly. 25% off. But you can only do it once at WagerTalk, once at Sports Memo. Use it wisely. Get a pen and paper, an abacus, and somebody from MIT to sit down and map out some strategy because this, I'm going to tell you, will pay for itself in no time. And guys, one more time, the great people at Sports Memo, you know, the best customer appreciation discounts on the planet. My wife, the First Lady, she contributes to 5 sports, 5 leaderboards she's on. I'm on 4 leaderboards. I contribute to 4 sports. Get both Joe and Dionne D'Amico straight through the end of the year, the 31st. Every single play we put out. This will include 5 and 10% play. She's got a 5% play. I got a 5% play tonight. I'll tell you about later. I will have a 10% play this weekend. I'm going to tell you right now, everything, $99. You can't beat that with a bat. Now, guys, just real quick, to finish out the week, the First Family Show's got some great gets tomorrow. Jimmy Adams from WagerTalk is going to be joining us, who, by the way, he's on a 10-2 all-sports run. My good buddy Nick Parsons burning up the leaderboards. Jeff Michaels killing it. Dan Kaiser, the godfather of sports of college football. And Dionne will be back tomorrow. Friday's show is a doozy. The best-looking guy and one of the winningest cappers in history. Ross Benjamin will be back. The Southern Assassin will join us, Rocky Atkinson, and making his First Family debut. Guys, I'm very excited. CT Betts will be here. We might have a few other cameos coming on the day before Christmas Eve, the eve of Christmas Eve. So tune in to First Family shows every day this week for all your weekend winners. Wow, even I ran out of breath, Ross, I'll tell you that. Guys, I want to talk about my good friend, Ross Benjamin. You know, he is my good friend. He is not just the classiest guy that I know, one of the classiest people that I've ever met. He's one of the most successful, profitable, and respected people in the history of this business. And I've seen people come and go over the years. I've seen guys come and go. And now with social media, everybody has their 15 minutes of fame, 24 hours a day. But as I said, people come and go. Flashes in the pan. Even guys that had a good run for a season or 2, they've come and gone. You know who's still here? Ross Benjamin. He's going to tell you what he's been doing. He's going to tell you what you can expect from him on the premium side. He's got a free best bet. Ross Benjamin, the floor is yours.
Thank you for all those kind words, Joe. And I figured something out this morning listening to you. My doctor told me that I need to cut down on my coffee consumption. So I'm going to call you about 6 o'clock in the morning every morning and let you talk for about 10 minutes. Because you got the best energy of anybody I know, my friend. Anyway, the Jags and the Jets. It's a pick'em game. Jets come in on a 3-game losing streak, and they're now 7-7. They went from a team that looked like they had a high probability of making the playoffs at one point to one that's now on the outside looking in, and will have have a lot, I should say, of urgency and desperation down the stretch in their last 3 games. Now, in their last 5 losses, the Jets, they've all come by 1 score or less, including that 20-17 loss to the red-hot Detroit Lions last week. They also lost to Minnesota and Buffalo in 1-score games on the road, and they held those 2 high-powered explosive offenses to less than 300 yards. So this is a team that's getting it done defensively. Offensively, they've had their struggles, but on a positive note, they've averaged close to 300 yards passing per game in their last 4 contests, and they're going to be facing a very vulnerable Jacksonville defense that over their last 5 games is allowing 30 points per contest and also 420 yards per game. So it's there to be taken for the Jets because it's not often you run into a team struggling on defense, and like Jacksonville is when you're struggling on offense and you have an opportunity to wake up in that regard. And we know the Jets defense is going to hold their own in this contest. Jacksonville has won their last 2 games last week in that thriller 40-34 in overtime over Dallas, and then the week before over a struggling Tennessee team. But this is a Jacksonville team that's had no 3-game win streaks this year. As a matter of fact, this is only their second 2-game win streak of the season, and here they are on a pick'em game on the road against a team that's vying for a playoff position. Since 2020, this really stuck out to me. In true road games, the Jacksonville Jaguars, since 2020, 2-21 straight up, and that includes 1-14 straight up if they were facing non-division foes. And that's true road games, folks, not neutral sites games in Germany and Europe or whatever, England. They are terrible on the road. They have won a couple this year, but they still have a lot to prove to me before making them a pick'em in a game against a solid team in the New York Jets, who are much better, in my opinion, than their 7-7 record, Joe. With Jags coming in off a 2-game win streak and the Jets a 3-game lose streak, I'm sure the general public will be swayed to go the way of Jacksonville because it's public perception. I'm not going that way. I'm going to go with the New York Jets as a pick'em over the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Sports fans, Ross Benjamin says, Jets, Jets. Before Ross has to go, I want to tell you something, guys, real quick. You know, you get 10 baseball fans in a room and ask them all who the greatest baseball player was. One guy might say Mantle, one guy will say Mace, one guy says DiMaggio, one guy says Ruth. You get 10 basketball fans, Jordan, Russell, Chamberlain, Jabbar. But if you get 10 fight fans, they all say Sugar Ray Robinson. You know why? Because he was the greatest ever into the ring. And that's how we feel about Ross Benjamin. He is the greatest. I got to tell you, and it's an honor to be on the show with him. Always a class act, but he is a winner. Guys, he's an ideal capper to put in your cart for that 25% all sports discount. Guys, you'll get whatever you want for Ross for 25% else. Now, Ross has to take off. He's got to walk. He walks it like he talks it. He's got to get some more winners up for you for today over at Sports Memo. Before you go, Ross, any closing words for our audience?
Just Merry Christmas to each and every one of you out there. Don't forget my college football bowl package, like the rest of us. Very affordable, like Joey alluded to, $149. Take advantage of that, folks. I'm 57% on the year, I should say, in the NFL, and coming off my first losing week in 5 weeks in the NFL. So it sounds like a bounce back to me, Joey. So again, you could find me, Ross Benjamin, right there at the homepage at sportsmemo.com.
Now, Ross Benjamin has to take off. He's got to put up some more winners over at Sports Memo today. He waits for those lines to move in your favor. Ross, to you and your beautiful family, God bless and Merry Christmas.
Same to you, Joey. Thank you for having me.
Bye-bye.
Merry Christmas, Ross.
Merry Christmas.
Guys, we got the best cappers in the history of the planet on Sports Memo Wager Talk. And, you know, the class, the integrity. And I get to do this with my wife normally, who you know, I get to wake up with my soulmate. I get to hang out with you people that you put your hard-earned money and trusted in us guys. And I get to hang out with my best friends and some of the best in the planet. And it's really like being a player, and you get to go to All-Star game, and you've been elected to the All-Star game, and you get to be around all the other great players. That's how I feel on this panel today. You know, there was a great song back in the early 90s, a top 10 song called Tony has done it again. And, you know, the other day I was riding in my car, and this song came on the radio, and I thought of Tony Mejia because every time I go over to Wager Talk, I see his name on the leaderboards. And I keep talking about how Wager Talk and Sports Memo cappers are handpicked. Thousands of cappers in the business. Maybe several dozen real respectable ones. The best collection of cappers that are handpicked. All right, Wager Talk and Sports Memo. And Tony Mejia is one of the top cappers there. That means he's one of the top on the planet. Tony's going to tell you what he's been doing. He's going to tell you what you can expect from him over at Wager Talk on the premium side. He's got a free best bet. Tony Mejia, the floor is yours, my friend.
I believe that song is "It Feels Good," and I was like in elementary school when it came out, I think, or maybe junior high. But I definitely loved it, and it was a hit. So glad to hear you heard it. I haven't heard it in ages, but definitely know what you are referring to. And I hope everybody's having a great holiday week. Happy Hanukkah to all those who celebrate. Happy Kwanzaa coming up, and Merry Christmas obviously this weekend. We've got a free play tonight on a rematch from Tuesday between the Mavericks and the Minnesota Timberwolves in Minneapolis. The Timberwolves won the other night by 10. They led by 20 going into the fourth quarter and absolutely dominated Dallas, who comes into tonight's action 15-16. So certainly not the type of season that the Mavericks expected to have. They lost to the Grizzlies last year in the Southwest Division. They had the Grizz as a future, but a lot of people were counting on Dallas, getting that result turned around this season and being the top team in not only the Southwest but potentially the Western Conference. Luka Doncic, an MVP candidate, which he still is, but the team is not performing at all. They've actually added Kemba Walker for a spark, and he turned back the clock the other day in a game Doncic didn't play in, and top 30 at 32 points in a loss at Cleveland, and sent that game into overtime, and is looking like vintage Kemba. We'll see how long that lasts, but certainly at this point the Mavericks are a work in progress. And tonight they will not have one of their top defenders in Dorian Finney-Smith, but I also don't think that Doncic is going to shoot 5 for 17 like he did the other night against Minnesota. Was completely outplayed by Anthony Edwards. The Timberwolves have actually moved ahead of Dallas in the Western Conference standings. Both teams would make that play in the tournament right now. Dallas has the final team to make it at number 10 at 15-16, and Minnesota currently number 9 at 16-15. Rudy Gobert still dealing with an ankle sprain, so we'll see if he suits up tonight. But this is a zigzag spot for me tonight. And you can it opened at Dallas -3.5. You can actually see now Dallas down to -3 at DraftKings, at Westgate, at multiple other spots. So make sure you get the best line. But we're going to go ahead and ride Dallas in a bounce back spot to get back to 500. They've got one more game at Houston prior to the Christmas night game against the Los Angeles Lakers that everybody's looking forward to. And again, I mean, I think Jason Kidd has some work to do in terms of getting all these pieces to fit together, but he's got talent on the roster. They added Christian Wood. He's been playing well off the bench. Now he's in their starting lineup for with all the injuries that they've suffered through. Reggie Bullock has been in and out of the mix. They won't have Finney-Smith tonight. Tim Hardaway Jr. is a fixture off the bench, and like I said, they've added Kemba as well. So you should see Dallas pick it up going forward. I think the not falling a couple of games under 500 begins tonight, because there's a little pressure on them to gain a split in Minnesota. So we're going to take the Dallas Mavericks -3 tonight on Wednesday in the Target Center.
In a bounce back spot, the Mavericks says, Tony has done it again, because he'll make you feel good. Tony, I got to tell you, your breakdowns, your analysis, you've got something for every type of bettor out there, whether you like a streetwise edge, a technical, a trends or streaks. You come up with everything. Guys, it is no wonder Tony Mejia is one of the most successful cappers in this business today. Tony, tell everybody where they can find you over at WagerTalk one more time, because Tony has to take off, guys. But if you miss any portion of the show, we'll run down all the free plays later on. Tony, where can they get all your winners, please?
Yeah, I'm at wt.buzz/TM, so you'll see this free play up here. We've got a bowl package up, one last night with the under in that Toledo game against who do they play? Can't even remember. But they got the under there to cash in tonight. Western Kentucky plays. There was a Boca Raton Bowl, so you got to check your weather forecast. It said it's going to rain all day, so we'll go ahead and go Toledo Liberty. That's what it was, and it was a game whose side was up in the air until the very end, but the total looked pretty good and stayed out there throughout once they missed a 2-point conversion. So 21-19, I believe, was the final. Total was 52, so we got a winner there. We've had a winning bowl season so far, and the best is yet to come. World Cup, slightly profitable. I had a Brazil, Argentina to win it all, and Argentina obviously came through in a heated final. So, we've had a solid December. NBA, college basketball, college football, NFL. NFL's been good this month as well. So hopefully continue to be on a heater into 2023, and I wish that for all of you guys, all of our viewers, make that money entering the new year, and then the best of luck in 2023.
Tony, thank you for coming by, guys. Tony is on fire, multiple sports, doing great work over at WagerTalk. After the show, WagerTalk. Go follow Tony Mejia. You can follow him to the bank. Tony, on a personal note to you and your beautiful family, you really do have a beautiful family. Merry Christmas to you all. Guys, health and happiness, man. And you're going to be seeing Tony through the new year right here on the First Family Show. Tony, God bless. I know you got to take off, guys. I know he's got to take off, but Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Happy holidays, everybody. Appreciate y'all.
Happy holidays. Take care.
Happy holidays, Tony.
Couple of winners last night for Tony Mejia. You know, he's an ideal capper for you to follow with this college football program. You know, the best customer appreciation discounts on the planet in this business, Sports Memo and Wager Talk. But this is something because Tony's doing real well with the bowl games. 149, you can follow Tony straight through the national title game. Guys, I got to tell you, you know, Don Buster is one of our favorite, I'm talking about my wife and myself, one of our favorite people on the planet. When we had the good fortune of actually meeting him in person for the first time not that long ago, man, I got to tell you, he took it to another level. He's one of the sweetest guys there is. But he's also one of the most knowledgeable, has some of the most respect for himself as well as you, his integrity. You know, he'll tell you about his losers. He'll tell you about his winners. But he is a winning capper. I've seen Don Buster's name on several sport leaderboards over the last year year and a half that I've been with Sports Memo. And I know that you're very familiar with him because you follow him. Hockey, football, doesn't matter. Golf, when golf comes back around, you know, he does a lot of props here on the First Family Show in golf, and we love him for it. But he is a winner. And he's going to tell you what he's been doing. He's going to tell you what you can expect from him on the premium side of Sports Memo. He's got a free best bet. Don Buster, take it away.
Well, Joe, again, happy holidays to you and Dionne, and hopefully everything will be fine with everything you guys are going through. And yes, thanks for all those kind comments that you always say every Wednesday. Come on the show; it's much appreciated. Our play will be in the NHL as always. Until like doing the NHL, we like to. I do the NHL for you guys in the First Family just to mix it up because everybody's got the NFL or college football or whatever's going on at the time. So our play will be in the NHL. It's going to be Minnesota for the first period puck line, -0.5 plus 120. This is going to be the first home game for the Ducks after a 5-game road trip. We always kind of like that angle to go after that. A team just gets home and, really trying to take care of all the family stuff that you have to take care of. But guess what? They just got home 24 hours ago. They just played in Los Angeles last night. It's not even going to be 24 hours, and they're going to have to play a Minnesota club that has owned them for quite some time now. Minnesota has won 14 of the last 16 games between these clubs, and they've won the last 5 in Anaheim. Now, I know I'm doing a first period play on this. I just wanted to let you know how dominant Minnesota has been. But the problem is we don't lay big favorites. We're not a big favorite player at all. The highest we'll even go in any money line sport, be baseball, whatever it may be, is like 160, 155. Well, the line's 280 on Minnesota to win this game tonight. But I did find the value in the first period play. And because of the road trip and because of them just coming back home, and now it's maybe even extra added because it's Christmas. So, you get home, okay, what's going on? Oh, we still got to go to the rink tonight. Really like Minnesota to get the jump on them here. And Minnesota, another little edge that they'll have tonight, never mind dominating this club, they end up having 2 days of rest. And in hockey, when you're getting a couple days in between games, that can be huge. So I look for Minnesota to come out flying right off from the start and getting a little bit of plus money here for Minnesota to win this first period. So we're going with Minnesota first period puck line -0.5 plus 120 for our show play for today.
Minnesota puck line first period -0.5 a goal plus 120 plus money for Don Buster. Guys, I got to tell you, one of the best in the business. Just after this show, go to www.sportsmemo.com. Have your pick of any of the slew of customer appreciation discounts. Follow Don. You're going to follow him to the back. I got to tell you something, Don. I've been doing this for 40 some odd years, professionally here in Vegas for 32 years. I'm a pretty knowledgeable guy. But every time you are on the show, and I tune into some of the other shows you contribute to, every time I get smarter because your betting angles and your insights and analysis and breakdowns are amazing. So I want you to know how honored I am that you're on the First Family Show as a regular. We really appreciate that. Guys, Don's going to stick around a little bit, but after the show, make sure you go to sportsmemo.com. Follow Don with the great customer appreciation discounts. You're going to follow him to the bank. Now, guys, I talk about Pavlos Laguretos. We have a lot of fun because we've been doing a lot of content over since I joined Sports Memo a year and a half or so ago. with Pavlos, and we call him the Greek god of soccer. I've never seen anybody as good at any one sport as Pavlos is in soccer. Now, I will tell you, he's the best I've ever seen in any one sport, period. But I'll also tell you behind the scenes, the only reason why Pete Davidson is with Emily Ratajkowski because Pavlos broke her heart just recently, and she flew on the rebound into Pete Davidson's arms. I got to tell you this. We have a lot of fun with Pavlos because he's so insightful, so bright. And I've never seen anybody, like I said, as good in any individual sport as Pavlos Laguretos is in soccer. He's going to tell you what he's been doing. He's going to tell you what you can expect from him over at Sports Memo. He's got a free bets bet. Pavlos, take it away.
I gotta start with saying that I don't really know how Pete Davidson lands all these, high-profile women, but I guess he might be, I don't know, gifted by the gods. Who knows? All kidding aside, it's been a great December for me so far, especially with this. Actually, all my plays in December were World Cup plays, and it was really amazing because I made plus 67 bankroll, plus 67% bankroll gain. In December alone with World Cup plays. Of course, some of those were futures, but it was a very, very solid December so far, and still 10 more days left. So I'm looking to maybe hit plus 100% on bankroll gain. That should be very, very, very sweet. I do have 6 plays actually. I have a 5-pack up for tonight in matches between, the Spanish Copa del Rey, it's the Spanish Cup, and the EFL Carabao Cup, which is essentially one of the cups in England. I have a 4% best bet. It's tomorrow in the match between Manchester City and Liverpool, which is a huge match. And I'm going to give you guys a free play from the same match. But, my strong play is loaded as a 4% best bet at my page. You can find me at sm.buzz/PL. And now onwards to our free play. I'm going to take a player prop, guys. I'm going to take Mohamed Salah to score anytime at plus 210. I think that's a really huge price for a player of his caliber. Now, Salah and Liverpool, they've been struggling so far in the season. They're now sitting, way lower than they should be sitting at the EPL. They're right now at the 6th spot, outside of the top 4 that leads to the Champions League next season. Sitting 6th is actually an overstatement because a couple of months back they were sitting at the bottom half of the league table. They did start to get some steam prior to the international break, and now they're coming out of the international break with a huge match against Manchester City, who, if you've been following soccer or the EPL for the last couple of seasons, 2-3 seasons, Manchester City and Liverpool are the 2 teams that are mainly, title contenders. So right now they're classing for the round of 16 of the EFL Cup, and why did I pick Salah to score any time at plus 210? First of all, I love the price. A couple of years ago, this Salah to score any time at any match was at minus 110, plus 100, prices like that. But now at plus 210, I'm willing to take the shot. Mohamed Salah, he's been really, really good when playing against Manchester City over the years. He's played 17 matches across all competitions against Manchester City. He scored 10 goals and dished out 5 assists. Liverpool, they sold Sadio Mane to Bayern Munich. So there's been a lot more touches to have in that Liverpool offense. Yes, they did bring Luis Diaz and a couple of other players, but most of them are injured. So I expect Salah to be instrumental in this match. And keep in mind, guys, that he's a player. He's probably in the top 5 players of the world, and he has been for the past couple of years. Now, he's not having a really strong season, but I'm looking at this also from a psychological point of view. Now, he saw all the big stars of the planet contend in the World Cup. Mohamed Salah had a chance to play in the World Cup with Egypt. He's Egyptian, but they lost in the last playoff match against Senegal, and it was Senegal who ended up in the World Cup. So he was sitting at his home in his sofa, watching all the other big stars of world soccer playing, battling it out for the World Cup, and he's gonna be mad. He's gonna be really keen to prove himself, I think, with his stats against Manchester City. And we still don't know who's going to play because there is a lot of players coming back from the World Cup. Some of them have injuries. Some of them have played a lot. So we're not entirely sure who's going to start for these 2 sides. But if Salah starts, and I do expect him to start, I believe he's going to be instrumental for this Liverpool offense. So long story short, I like Salah to score any time at plus 210.
It's a lot to score anytime plus 210. I love that plus money. I don't know if I've ever seen you give out something that wasn't plus money, Pavlos. And I told you, I believe I've won all 14 bets I've put on soccer that I've actually gotten in following you personally. So, guys, I got to tell you, I don't think you'll ever see somebody break the Magia's 56-game hitting streak, and I don't think you can argue with 14-0, and that's what I am with Pavlos. He's the best I've ever seen in soccer. Go follow him, sportsmemo.com. Now, once again, guys, it doesn't matter what sport or how much stuff you put in your cart. So do this strategically. Pick your cappers, pick your package. Go over to Sports Memo. WagerTalk too, but go over to Sports Memo. Put everything you want in the cart, but make sure you include Pavlos. I got to tell you, he's not only going to bring you to the bank, he'll own the damn bank when he's done. Now, guys, Pavlos and Don are going to stick around for a few more minutes. I got to do my stuff. And if you missed any portion of the show, we're going to run down all the free plays, even the ones that Ross and Tony had. They had to take off. They had to post games and do other Sports Memo and WagerTalk TV content. We'll get some closing thoughts and comments from Pavlos and Don Buster. I'm going to take the floor for a moment, guys, real quick. First of all, Dionne, who is on 5, the first lady of Las Vegas, she's on 5 sport leaderboards. You know how many sports she contributes to? 5. So she's winning in all 5. She's got her NHL total of the week and her NHL hat trick play. So she's got 2 NHL plays tonight. She wanted me to tell everybody about. She wants you all to go 2-0 on the ice tonight. As far as I'm concerned, guys, I got to tell you, I am perfect in bowl releases this bowl season, and we'll have up several big bowl winners for you by tonight through the weekend, as well as 2 to 3 big NFL winners for you for the weekend. You're going to see at least one 5% play and maybe a 10% play posted by tonight. I will tell you this, as you know, 18-3 this year, 2022, 10% releases. Now I want to talk about what's going on tonight at Sports Mobile for Joe D. Whether you look at the 3-day, the 7-day, or the 30-day leaderboards in the NBA, it don't matter. You know why? You're going to see the name Joe D'Amico there. Once again this season, since the opening day of the season, I have been a fixture on the NBA leaderboard tonight. I have just one big money maker for you on the pro basketball hardwood. Excuse me. My 41-16 NBA fast break play. I have it posted right now for just $10 at Sports Mobile. And guys, I will never put up a 5% play for $10, but it's my first NBA 5% play of the campaign. I wanted everybody to get it, whether you bet $10 a game or $10,000 a game. It's up there right now. And this is the perfect time, as you see in the bottom of the screen, the Joe and Dionne D'Amico. Look at it like this. Look at the smile. You get us both through the 31st. Every play, we've got 5 and 10% plays included for just $99. Now, as far as my free play, guys, go. Sports fans, I want you to know, so far this week, Monday and Tuesday, I did the triple-double. I did the first family. I believe I'm 5 or 6-1 on free plays. It's either 5-1 or 6-1. I forgot. I got so many stats in my head, but my free plays are making money. My premium plays are even higher rated. So after the show, sportsmemo.com, follow Joe D. Sports fans, and this is a very big if Villanova was going to be made a favorite in this game, they should only be made a favorite of maybe a basket. That's it. The line is way off. I feel St. John's will not just compete in this matchup. I think they're going to win outright. Now, yesterday, I gave you Utah Valley against Oregon, 12-point dog that won outright. I like this even more. It almost made it as a premium play. Almost. It's just that NBA play is really, really high rated tonight. Having said that, the Red Storm sport a very respectable 11-1 straight up mark on the season. This is a team that's already taken down such notables as Temple, Syracuse, Florida State. Granted, the Wildcats, guys, they've won 4 straight games, but to be honest, they're not impressing me. 6-5 overall. They're the last Big East team to start conference play. But I got to be honest, I'm really, like I said, I'm not impressed with this team at all thus far. I know they took down Oklahoma. However, they lost to the very same Temple team that St. John's won and covered against just a week ago. They lost to Michigan State. They lost in overtime to Iowa State. They followed up with an embarrassing 12-point loss to Portland, of all teams. Portland! And then they got dominated by Oregon. All decent teams, but not great teams, guys. They couldn't cover the spread against either Penn or St. Joe's either. I know those are in-state rivals, but they couldn't cover the spread, and they're supposed to beat those teams up. Excuse me. To me, this team is not very impressive. St. John's is averaging just shy of 81 points per game and hitting over 47% from the floor while ranking, 6th in the nation, grabbing about 40 offensive rebounds a game. In my opinion, that's where the big mismatch is going to really give us our benefit here tonight, folks, on the glass. On both sides of the court, Villanova is going to be dominated on the boards here tonight. I'm also not impressed with the Wildcats offensively at all. They've got some talent. I'm not going to argue that, guys. But they don't have that explosive personnel that you need to dominate, along with the real physicality to win in the Big East. They don't have it, guys. They just don't have it. This ain't the Wildcats team you're used to seeing the last couple of years. The Red Storm matches up very good here tonight, both up front and the backcourt. Not only that, but they've covered the last 3 meetings in the rivalry, all which took place between January and March 2022, last season. By the way, they're also 8-3 against the spread the last 11 games played on the road, while the Wildcats just 1-5 ATS the last 6 games played at home. As I said, I think St. John's is going to win this game outright. But to err on the side of caution, I'll take 5 points, guys. So take it to the bank. That's another free winner. Let me get my good friends Pavlos and Don back up here. Before we run down the free plays, Pavlos, any closing thoughts and comments for our viewers out there?
I just wanted to say that we all, as you started the show, we all love Kevin Thomas, man. It's really hard to lose somebody, especially in the holiday season. I lost somebody as well. My grandfather passed away, 10 days ago. So it's really, really bad. And be there for your friends, be there for your family, because you never know what's going to happen. And we're all a big family. I consider you guys. I mean, I see you guys at least once a week. We discuss in chats. Sometimes I'm feeling bad and I talk to you, you make me feel better. Sometimes you feel bad, you talk to me, I make you feel better. So that's the whole concept of human societies. We're here to help each other. No matter how hard it looks, we're here to help each other. And only with cooperation and great communication, we can move forward as a species. No, it's not all capping. We're all humans, and sometimes we have our ups, our downs, and we're all here to help each other. So that's all. And of course, happy holidays to everyone, no matter what you believe.
Very well said. The class and integrity of Pavlos Laguretos. We love that. Don Buster, closing thoughts and comments for our viewers, please, sir.
Yeah, I also, Joe, want to give my heartfelt condolences to Kevin and his family. I totally understand what he is going through as well. Again, to everyone out there, best of luck this whole week. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, whatever you celebrate. And as you said earlier, Joe, the most important thing, and I said this yesterday on the Puck Time show, be safe out there. Just, just keep your head about you and have a great holidays, and all the best to everyone.
Great stuff, Don Buster. The integrity in the class, man. The friendship, guys. We are friends, us guys here, and we love working with each other. To be honest with you, we come into the back room of these shows way early, and usually yesterday we chit-chatted for over an hour after the show was over, because we really do care about one another. I'm going to throw this out there one more time. You see my Twitter handle at Joe D'Amico Wins. This is a time of year we have a lot of holiday parties, office parties, bar parties, restaurant parties, whatever, family parties, friend parties, you name it. I just want you to know, please don't drink and drive. We've all been there. We've all probably had a couple too many, got into a car one time or another. But in today's day and age, there's no excuse for it. I'll tell you what you will do. Don't get into a car if you've had a few too, or if you've had really anywhere you feel you can't drive, please. And don't be macho. You hit up that Joe D'Amico Wins in a tweet or in a private DM, I will Uber you home. I don't care if you're in Indiana and got to go to Iowa. I will Uber you home. I want to see you safe, and I don't want to see anybody else out there hurt. Having said that, guys, let's run down some free plays in time for you to get down on these free winners tonight. Our good buddy Ross Benjamin, he said Jets, Jets, pick him as a winner. Tony Mejia said the Mavericks and a bounce back tonight, -3.5. Don, what'd you have for everybody?
I've got Minnesota, first period puck line, -0.5, +120.
The handsome Pavlos Laguretos. What do you got, buddy?
In the match between Manchester City and Liverpool, EFL Cup tomorrow, Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern, I'm taking Mohamed Salah to score anytime at +210.
I love him. And your sexy and savory host said, tonight, the Red Storm are going to crush Villanova, take the 5. I like them outright, but take the 5 points. Guys, once again, to our dear friend Kevin Thomas, our thoughts and prayers are with you and your family. Our deepest condolences. My friends, that's it. We love you. Follow all of our guests on Twitter, as well as myself and my wife, Dionne D'Amico, at First Lady of Vegas. Tune into all Sports Memo TV shows for tons of free winners and some great betting insights as well. On behalf of Sports Memo, WagerTalk, Ross, Tony, Don, Pavlos, and me, Joe D. We are the first family of Las Vegas. Everyone out there, good luck and have a winning day.